Doctor Who is a British science fiction show that ran in the 1960s, had a 43-episode run, was cancelled, and then the BBC realised that would be too much of a loss to their yearly earnings that they had to bring it back. It was even so successful that they're still making the damn thing. Apart from the fact that they aren't. This is one franchise that actually did end. And it's also the one that means the most to me specifically. That's right, everyone. It's time for me to come out. I'm British. Look, here's my Doctor Who collection. I even have some of the Hartnell era on DVD. I can even recite the main theme from memory. The show was cancelled for real in the 80s, then brought back in 1996, only for it not to get picked up. It then came back, for real this time, we pinky promise, in 2005, to widespread critical acclaim. The BBC would milk the show for all it's worth, up until they decided to employ an idiot to write the first female Doctor of all time. Honestly, the wasted potential here is unfathomable. I'm actually not going to talk about the Whittaker era here, because I actually don't have that much of a problem with it, apart from the Timeless Child arc. That, and this era, has been talked to death at this point. No, what I want to talk about is the seemingly quite short-lived Gatwa era, starting with the 60th specials. After the poorly received Whittaker era ended with Power of the Doctor, which in hindsight actually seems like a more appropriate 60th special than what we actually got, the BBC brought back Russell T Davies to head up the show again. He was the man who brought the show back in 2005, and he made 3 specials with David Tennant's 14th Doctor, who really had no reason to show up whatsoever. Seriously, they did this whole mystery around why one of the Doctor's old faces came back, and then just didn't pay it off. Yeah, Russell, I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. But anyway, at the end of these 3 specials, the Doctor is shot by the Toymaker and inexplicably turns into 2 people, which is treated as a cheat code for avoiding death, and still hasn't been explained. But now, Ncuti Gatwa is the 15th Doctor. Terrific! Maybe now the show will be good. We've got our trusted old lead writer at the helm, a young charismatic actor to play the Doctor, and even a little bit of a mystery to sink our teeth into in The One Who Waits. Too bad the show decided that every episode should have the tone of a CBeebies program, and that its protagonist, somebody who is a veteran of the biggest war in the universe, should break down every 2 seconds because they decided to spend their time around a bunch of dying people. The Doctor crying in the past was usually an indicator that something bad had happened. Not that background extra number 3 had suddenly passed away. Then there's the show's reliance on bringing back villains from eras of the show that most people haven't even seen, and treating it like the coolest thing since sliced bread. When I was watching The Legend of Ruby Sunday, right at the end, my dad turned to me and said, "So who's that then?" And he's seen the serial that Sutekh is from. All of these issues combined have led to the BBC putting the show on a long hiatus, which is exactly what they said they were doing last time the show got cancelled.